to Wells Fargo. At last count, you know what? Here's what that kind of thing reaps. 3 class action lawsuits. At least so far, that's how many have been filed against Wells Fargo, totaling at least $20 billion. Outraged former employees, shareholders, and customers are all banding together in groups as victims of the Wells Fargo phony account scandal. Lofty sales goals, as you remember, pushed employees to open fake accounts for people who did not want them or authorize them. The employees were fired, and customers were charged fees that have wreaked havoc on their credit scores. Brodie got sucked into the scandal all the way back in 2011. He is joined now by his attorney, Christensen, who is spearheading a $10 billion customer class action lawsuit. They both join us in a Fox Business exclusive. Welcome, gentlemen. Aaron, I want to begin with you. Tell us exactly what happened, your story, as far as being a customer at Wells Fargo.
In 2011, I opened an account with Wells Fargo, checking account. The banker at that time also opened a credit card in my name. I never authorized it, never wanted it, and I had let him know that at the time. Come to find out, he told me there would be no consequences with it. I could just cut the card up or, never use it and nothing would happen. Come to find out later, I received mailers from Wells Fargo as well as a third-party collection company, and they basically told me that I was in default because I had fees that were never supposed to have happened, and they basically weren't able to help me. They said because they'd sold it to a collection company. I went into the branch to explain what happened to them. They said they couldn't verify that I authorized it or not, and that the person who had made that account was no longer with the company.
I see. So they said, well, we can't believe what you're telling us because the guy who allegedly sold this to you isn't here. Maybe, who knows, maybe that guy got fired. It seems like a nightmare. So how bad did it get for you? Did it hurt your credit score? What happened?
It's been with me for a while. I've tried to negotiate back and forth with them to figure out what I can do to fix it, but it's hurt my credit score. I'm recently married and trying to buy a house, and essentially I've had to consult with a credit repair company to fix my credit. They've said it has knocked my credit down at least 125 points just because of Wells Fargo.
That's a disaster. Stephen, you are banding with him, and you have filed the class action lawsuit on behalf of customers. How many people have joined us?
Well, at this point, we have a little over 150 people.
Customers, right? From all over the nation?
Customers. From all over the country, yes.
And what is the value of this? I understand you're filing this $10 billion lawsuit. That seems huge. What do you hope to get out of this?
Well, it is our opinion that
the
past fines, the past fines have not deterred Wells Fargo from their conduct. They've engaged in the same conduct for years and years, and unless someone takes the approach that they need to understand that they need to stop their unethical, illegal activities, they're going to continue it because it's cheaper to do business as usual than follow the law.
You know, Aaron, you could maybe get a payback because the CEO, John Stumpf, got up on Capitol Hill and said, we'll make things right, we'll pay back what Brodie and everybody else lost, and you can go on your way, and maybe they'll help you fix your credit. Why pursue the class action suit? What do you, as just one person in the whole world and the system, hope to really glean from this beyond money? And I stress money because a lot of people paint class action participants as, oh, they're just money hungry. What do you want people to know about your experience?
As far as money goes, I'm really not seeking. That's not my main goal. I just want Wells Fargo to be responsible for what they did, not only to me, but to other millions of customers. People have been affected with their credit. For myself, because of that credit, I've had to pay higher downs on things for years and years, just because they wanted to do this fraudulent practice.
You're a perfect example of why and how this has affected so many people, and yet there may, Mr. Christensen, be a real wall standing between you and a possible suit because of the fine print. On September 29th, the Washington Post had a headline, "Why Customers of Wells Fargo Won't Be Able to Sue," because there is that arbitration clause in there that would basically ban customers from taking part in class action suits. How are you going to get over that or around it? I know Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio is trying to make sure that you guys have a clear path, but right now you don't.
No, that's correct. There is a provision that says in the fine print that the customers agree to this arbitration agreement. In reality, many of the clients that we have did not sign those agreements.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
They
because he
were
never filled out an
prior-
application. So how could he have signed an
That's
agreement?
correct. That's correct. It's impossible for them to have agreed to something. It requires a meeting of the minds. There wasn't a meeting of the minds. Additionally, it's illegal and unethical to assume that you sign an agreement for banking services, yet they can conduct fraud, they can conduct identity theft,
They can do
and then force you into an arbitration agreement, which can be inconsistent, and 2 million arbitration agreements is going to take 20 years to go through.
I see. Listen, will you guys come back, because we are following this story and we are on this story?
Well, we appreciate it.
Okay. Aaron, you come
Yes,
back,
thank you
okay?
for having
Because
us.
we want to follow this and see what happens. Thank you so much.